Hey guys, it's Casual with NerdHammer.net Battle Report, and this is a warm-up game for the Keystone GT. That means some of the guys from Nerdhammer played yesterday, Sunday, and this is the second game I played. I'm playing Beans and his High Elves, which I feel is a really good list, real tough list. Um, Elves just do a lot of things really well in this game. And so we rolled up our Game 4 scenario, which is Pillage. And the way we do it, you place 6 objective markers around the table, alternating, and you got to be within 3 inches without being contested, and you get victory points for it. Ours is 300 per objective, and then our scale is a little different. We do a 20 scale, but it's actually like 15 points are up, and then there's a margin of victory depending on how many units you route, and that factors into your final total for the tournament score. So on Bean's left side, he has a unit of Dragonkin. A horde of Dragonkin. Is that what they're called? Dracon Riders. That's what it is. Dracon Riders in the woods with obviously Caterpillar. Big unit of Seaguard, both are in the woods. He has the Green Lady and another healing priest of some sort, and a horde of bowmen and a guy on a dragon. So yeah, small army but super elite. Combination shooting between his breath weapon, the 2 hordes of bows, bolt thrower, and a bane chant can do easily 25 plus wounds a turn to a unit. It's pretty nasty. There's an objective marker there. There's another one behind the bolt thrower. On my right side, I'm not really excited about this game. First and foremost, I mean, I love Beans to death, but I do not like the amount of shooting he can do. The good thing is, I feel like the objective markers are favoring me a little bit. So we're gonna see how that plays out. I have the Forsaken Beast in behind a unit of Forsaken. I have my Brotherhood Knights with Caterpillar in the woods. My Forsaker in behind my Treb. I stacked both hordes of martyrs in the middle there. My idea was just to kind of push both of them up into his bow fire, and I'm just hoping that each unit can last more than one turn of shooting. If that happens, that's great. I got regen on them, and I know they're not going to last, but maybe it'll buy me time to get my other pieces in play. So there's 2 objective markers across the middle. There's another objective marker here. My Treb is close enough to claim that one, so that's awesome. I have my Redemption Knights here and my Redeemer, and another unit of Forsaken on the left side. Turn 1, I get to go first, so I don't get to get shot first. In this one, I kind of wanted to have the hammer and have turn 6. We don't play a turn 7, just our tournament rules. I kind of wanted to have the bottom of turn 6 so that I can just fly in and get the objective markers. But also I didn't want to just lose the unit immediately. So here's what I do. I decide to push up. Things honestly, at this point, I'm not thinking even getting into his hordes with my flyers, which is just not the right way to think. I should be just pushing up in layers and just smashing his lines as hard as I can and eliminate that threat. But for some reason, I'm just kind of thinking about the objectives and thinking that maybe I can keep these martyrs here while I disrupt. I don't know. My game plan wasn't real strong at the beginning. And on this side, I push up like such. The range here is tough. I mean, I'm 20. I really like having the Forsaken have Brew of Haste for the 22-inch threat range against other flyers. I didn't take it. It was a toss-up between taking that or taking regen on my Forsaken Beast, and I opted for the regen. I'm not sure if I'm going to regret that decision. I really like having 22 inches. Just seems like a world longer than 20. I'm not sure if I'm going to regret that decision down the road. But what it is what it is. Push my Redemption Knights up. I'm just playing the range game. I do have the ability to hold 2 objectives here, which I really like. With that, and he has to do something about it. So, and over here, shooting up takes out the Brotherhood Knights pretty easily. And turn 2, I push up tighter on this objective. I just threatening him to come in, got counter charges if he does. And here it was a sneaky little trick I did. I put the Redeemer right outside of, right in the middle of all his arc, so no one could charge him. I'm threatening a lot of things now. There's a bolt thrower, mages. I could go into one of his hordes, and I could threaten his BSB back there. He has the Holy Hand Grenade. So, yeah, I thought it was a good play. I think that was a nice spot. Is he really going to waste 25 archer shots to try to take out the Redeemer? I highly doubt it, and he isn't charging me with anything else. So, I thought that was a good positioning for him. I move the beast up in the woods. I'm just going to give him cover. I'm going to set him up for a late game push on an objective, perhaps. I do push the 2 units of martyrs. I'm not pushing towards his archers, which is probably a colossal fail. But I did put that unit within 3 inches of both of these objectives, and I'm just kind of saying, come on, if you want to try to get these guys, you're going to have to move. Or he can just shoot them off the table. So I'm at a loss with this, and it's just inexperience. I really just should stack all my units and push straight at him. And yeah, I'm going to lose 1 or 2, but eventually I'm going to hit his lines, and I should be able to do pretty well. Fly these guys over here, fly the Redeemer, or the Forsaker there also. And turn 2 shooting, yep, kills unit of Martyrs. And that's about all the excitement that happened. Turn 3, you can see he shuffled his lines up around a little bit, and I decided to start making a move. So I go in at the bolt thrower here. Probably not the greatest decision. His bolt thrower is sitting on an objective, but I can't contest it with an individual anyway. Over here on the right side, I bring up my Forsaken to control this objective out of the arc of that horde, and the other horde is facing towards the center to deal with any threats that I'm bringing up in the middle. Redemption Knights just shuffle around, sitting on the objective there. And the other unit of Martyrs, I just push up in the center. Poor Martyrs, man. God bless them for being fearless, because they are just getting rained on. It's pretty nasty. I throw my Forsaker up here to threaten the flank, and his caster back here, but the distance that I had, I really couldn't get a good pivot off so that I could face his line. So that's probably a bad play, but I'm really not sure how to approach this. I should have just probably slammed him right in, because he can't really do too much to that defense of 6. And it's just inexperience showing its head again. And over here, yeah, not much movement going on. Yeah, there's a shot of that. And I do kill the bolt thrower. So that's exciting. 90 points for me. On his turn, he flies his dragon up. He takes his breath weapon attack on these guys. I think he does about 3 wounds. He repositions these guys to threaten the objectives that I now have tried to secure. Over here, Holy Hand Grenade goes off and does 2 wounds to the Redeemer. Breath weapon does 1 wound here. Yep. So my turn, I fly them away. I'm trying to set these guys up. I want to set them up so that I can pop on this objective that's down here in the middle area. So I'm just trying to get away from charges of his dragon. If he wants to bring the dragon in on the beast, that's a fight that I'm okay with. But yeah, so it looks like we're going to be contesting that objective there on the right. And over here, yeah, he's pushing his bowman up, starting to look at this objective here. You can see my Redeemer. Yeah, my Redeemer flies here. He's just threatening the rest of his lines. And my Redeemer was shaken from that Holy Hand Grenade, and he was wavered. So yeah, and he failed his headstrong test. So I can't even charge the Green Lady or do anything. So yeah, he's just stuck there. I backed these guys up out of range and out of arc of the 2 Dragon Riders. And turn 4, guess there's no pictures. So yeah, turn 5 is getting late in the game. I pushed the Forsaken Beast up to contest this objective after he turned these guys around on turn 4 to shoot at my Forsaker. I do decide to charge a Forsaker in at those guys, and over here his dragon was trying to take some shots at take some breath weapons at my Forsaken. I face him this way to protect them from getting a rear charge from the dragon, but also protecting my Treb. If he wants to go into it, it's fine. But I also have them in a position where I can pivot and fly and contest the center objective. So that's kind of my plan there. My Redeemer, I just take into the shooting horde here. I'm just trying to disrupt them now so that they can't take any last pop shots at either of my Forsaken units, because they're going to be contesting objectives. And on this side, I don't know why I did this. I decided to take. Well, the idea was I was going to take the horde of my regiment of Forsaken into the horde of Dracon riders, and I wanted to fly him into the flank. I, I'm not. I was kind of gambling. I thought maybe with enough attacks from these guys and him that I would at least I'd be forcing a decent chance at a nerve test of breaking this unit. But when we looked at the angle here, I can't see around his base to actually see those guys, and they're the same height. So he wasn't able to charge, and I probably would have taken this charge back had he not been able to go in there and just kind of, play against this objective. But yeah, it didn't work. I didn't want to take that back, and so I just charged over there. And his turn 5, his Dracon Riders only get 6 wounds on him from my Forsaken, and they simply just fly over here, threatening my Redemption Knights, and his other horde go into the flank. They'll make short work of those guys. Over here, he didn't actually charge here, I don't think. I think he just breath weapon. I don't know why I'm facing. Oh, I know why I do this. Okay. Yeah. So this is this is Bean's turn. So he goes back into the Redeemer. He goes into the Forsaker. On this page, he just flies up here to be able to get threat range of this objective and the center one. I think he did a flame attack on this guy and did 4 wounds onto the beast. Yep, so that's the way it's looking. They pull off 4 wounds on the Redeemer, but he's okay. And the Forsaker, I don't know how many wounds he has, but he's alright also. And over here, yeah, I made short work of those guys. Turn 6, down and dirty time. With this threat here, I actually pivot the War Engine so that he can't charge him in the front. So the Treb is going to get that objective marker, and I have this objective marker here. He's going to be able to contest one of them, but not both of them, so that's pretty nice. And over here, I fly the Forsaken Knights up to grab that objective, and I just spin the beast around. The way I set this up is, both of his archer units are going to be in combat. I'm gonna charge back in, and so that he's not going to be able to shoot at my guys here. Now he can take the dragon and pop these guys, but he's not going to be able to get this marker. So the best he can do is just stay here and contest this marker. If he charges in here, even if he overruns or moves back, he's not going to get either of these markers. So that was a nice gambit I set up there. Obviously, he's not going to take the bait and lose. That's like a 2 objective swing. But I forced his hand. He had no other option at that point. Over here, if you notice, there's like nothing dying in this game. I only killed his bolt thrower. That was it. So spoiler alert, but it's almost over. I do just go back in. I'm doing wounds. He's healing everything. That was the thing. The Trebs did hit. I kept hitting. I didn't have really good targets, but I kept hitting his hordes of Dracon riders, and the Green Lady just kept healing him up. So he was burning heals, and I thought that was a pretty good thing. He was just burning heals all game because my Trebs were actually able to do something. I always went back and forth on War Machines in this game, but I honestly love what they bring, because if they come out and they start hitting early, they're just absolutely excellent. And if they don't, well, whatever. They're 80 points each. So turn 6, Tim. This is the top left objective marker. He's going to grab that one. He decides to go in here. His only opportunity to get this marker is if he kills these Redemption Knights. Don't know if he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to have enough muscle. And over here, yep, does a smart play and contest that objective marker. And the way the game ends, he didn't kill the Redemption Knights, so we contested that marker. I had the Treb marker. We basically both had 2 objectives held, and we contested the other 2. So we were a straight draw on objective, but the margin of victory, he routed like 700 points more of mine. So on the margin of victory scale, he got another 2 points. So tournament wise, it finished up as a 12-8, which I think is pretty indicative of how this game played. I mean, Kings of War, a lot of it is about objectives. Our scoring system for the tournament really emphasizes that. Do I think it makes for a great war game? It's nice, it's different, but I mean, look at this game. We had all these beautiful models on the table, and we barely fought, really. And that's kind of, I feel like, the downside of Kings of War. Like, it's not about killing things, it's about doing your objectives. And that's fine. I love objective based games. Malifaux is that is all that Malifaux is objective based. But when I have mass armies on the table, I kind of want to smash them up, you know. But I think to be a good Kings of War tournament player, this is the focus. You need, like, I felt Beans felt that he was overwhelmed in this game. Like, I could have just came up, smashed all his units, and then took all the objectives, which probably should have been my focus. But I was more focused on objectives, and like my thought was, I at least want to get a draw against. I want to see if I can draw this army, because I think this is a really good list, and I think Beans has been doing excellent with it. And my whole view was like, if I can get 10 or 8 to 12 points off of this army and move on in the tournament, that's kind of how I would play it if I came up onto this army round 4. Like, I'm just trying to get any points that I possibly can. But again, it's my inexperience with how my list is, and I think it's a really good list. I gotta play it better. Hoping to get a couple more games in before the tournament, maybe a practice game on Friday night at the tournament, if we're up to it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going in with any expectations to this tournament. Nothing like how I did in Warhammer. I just gonna go in, see what I can do. If I win a couple games, that's great. I keep telling the guys I'm gonna win the whole tournament, but that's obviously not gonna happen. But I just want to go out and have some fun and get some games in. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I will battle report every single game from the Keystone GT. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll probably be tweeting some pics out during play. So follow me at casual nh, casual with a K. And anything else going on? I guess that's it. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.